Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for the continued support, and thank you for the new people who are continuing to subscribe. I truly appreciate the support, and I hope that you are learning. I told you this when I started, that this is going to be an inspirational space, and I hope that you are being inspired. So today I want us to talk about HIV and the disclosure. God, I love discordant couples. I don't know. Yeah. So HIV and the disclosure. So what is disclosure? Disclosure basically is opening up about your HIV status to someone who does not know what your HIV status is. And a lot of people tend to have an issue with disclosing their HIV statuses, and it's hard. It is hard because disclosure is more of a process than an event, and a lot of people tend to take it as an event. And when you take it as an event, you get a lot of pressure, you get stressed, you get worried, and sometimes you even start wondering if it's really a good thing, or you can just live with it as a secret. So for me, when the first time I was told about my HIV status, I was 13, and the one thing that my doctor told me was never tell anyone that you're living with HIV. And here I am very many years later disclosing it to people who don't even know me, but I'm using my story, and I hope that I am encouraging someone out there by disclosing my HIV status. So when it comes to disclosure, sometimes it is hard. So before you disclose to anyone, your family, your friends, your partner, you have to ask yourself, who needs to know about your HIV status? Why do they need to know? Are you ready for their reaction? And where can you do the disclosure? Why do I say this? Because sometimes you can tell people, and some people will embrace you, accept you, and they will be okay with it. Some other people, even your own family members, can take it very negatively, and they can end up stigmatizing you. And sometimes the last kind of stigma you need is stigma from your own family members. So sometimes you have to know, as we need a support system. As much as it's nobody's business knowing what your HIV status is, you do need that support system. You do need that person who, when you're down, when you're going through life, you can just tell them, you know, today I'm just feeling down. Today I just need some form of encouragement. Today I just need someone to tell me that it's going to be okay, even if I am HIV positive. Because when it comes to living with HIV, sometimes it gets into your head, and that is how most people end up in self-stigma, because you have held it as a secret, and you don't have a support system. Like basically you're your own support system, and sometimes it can become overwhelming for you. So before you tell anyone, make sure that it's someone who is not going to discriminate you. It's someone who is going to love and accept you. And sometimes when they don't love and accept you immediately, please don't take it personally. Some people take time to process news, so just accept it. And when it comes to disclosing to a partner, that is a little bit tricky, because some partners, especially if it's a partner who you had already had sexual encounters with, they might get angry. They might decide to harm you, maybe because they don't know if you were quiet because you wanted to infect them knowingly. So before you even start dating, and before you decide to get into a unprotected sexual relations with someone, kindly, if you're not ready to take that blame, and maybe some people even go to an extent of harming their partners, so please just use a condom. Encourage them to use PrEP, because until you decide now it's the right time to disclose. Because of course, by the time you're getting into a relationship with someone, you know what kind of person this is, how are they going to take bad news or good news. So when it comes to HIV, there's that fear associated with that death, so a lot of people will not exactly take it nicely. So be open-minded. Before you disclose, know that this can go either way. Some people take time, some people will accept you, but at the end of the day, as long as you accept yourself, you should be okay with that. You are the person living with HIV, you are the one hosting that tiny guest, so it is you to decide, I am telling this person or I am not telling this person. But before that, remember that you need a support system, and let your support system not be that support system, that will end up discriminating you at some point. Because I remember my mom, and I think she might tell this story later on, but my mom, when the first time she was told, she disclosed to her sister, and she got stigmatized from her very own sister, who is actually a medic. So you see, some people won't they will tell you they've taken it okay, but when you visit them, they are busy disinfecting the utensils that you used. So kindly, if you are going to disclose, make sure that this person you're disclosing to is a person who can hold it together, support you, and not kick you down when you really need the support system. So that is it for today on disclosure. And actually I like calling it opening up more than disclosure, because disclosure, they say, is a stigmatizing word. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much. See you next week.